Here's a quick video on this interesting tweet that I found on X. The Pentagon's sentient world simulation mines online activity and phone records to psychoanalyze people and create digital replicas, letting the military predict behavior. Once deployed, this tech reaches everyday apps, expanding the global surveillance feeding the simulation. Source is Resolve, Man's Scientific Rise to Godhood by Aaron Franz. And this is a book that's available on Amazon if you're interested. So it says our internet activity is extremely traceable. With huge international surveillance systems monitoring internet, it should come as no surprise that online activity provides huge opportunities for data mining. Echelon is one of the well-known systems that uses advanced filtering methods to track individual people. In this, we again see the handiwork of the National Security Agency, that same agency which has been busy compiling phone records of at least 200 million Americans. For this project, they worked in tandem with other nations' security agencies because government is now global. Not only can keywords be filtered out by powerful systems such as Echelon, but also the complete content of every web page that you visit can be recorded. Systems with the ability to scan through this information and detect patterns can extrapolate detailed information on individuals. Now, I heard 10, 15 years ago that if you've liked 50 things on Facebook, they actually know you better than your husband or wife, better than your own mother, probably. And so, through the use of algorithms, these computers can understand the subtle nuances contained within the patterns of your internet activity and, in theory, your very mind. I actually think that there's something to this because human beings are pretty simple creatures in general. Um, and there tend to be all kinds of patterns that, if you're paying attention, become very obvious. Very, very obvious. Just like how it's a trope that, you know, uh, women with daddy issues tend to become strippers or OnlyFans models or whatever. There's all kinds of subtle stuff where people literally just give away exactly what's going on in their inner world, if you're paying even the least bit of attention. So they can detect patterns within patterns to develop a detailed personality profile on you. These massive systems are psychoanalyzing us all. This is what happens when our lives are cataloged digitally. Artificial intelligence has been created for these purposes. Its very role is that of intelligence, and it's only natural that it is used by intelligence agencies. So I actually think this idea of artificial intelligence is a bit of an oxymoron. There is no such thing as artificial intelligence because intelligence requires consciousness, it requires sentience. And systems like large language models, they lack that. So it's more like pseudo intelligence or simulated intelligence on some level. That would be a more accurate way to put it. Um, Artificial almost doesn't go far enough in terms of what it actually is. But that doesn't mean that it's not good at detecting patterns. And it actually does. I've had the LLM that I use the most psychoanalyze me, and it actually is startlingly accurate on some level. We move on. By mixing cognitive neuroscience with powerful information technology, it is possible to recreate our world within a virtual simulation. This is what is known as realistic agent-based social simulations. These agents represent individual human beings, groups, institutions, etc., and the corresponding social simulations are digitized versions of the larger society in which these agents exist. Given the fact that our daily lives are now digitally monitored, it is possible to use such simulations to forecast the future. By creating virtual simulations of real people, it may be possible to predict their future actions. Now, this part I'm more skeptical of. I think that in general, it's hard to predict. This kind of gets into the idea of thought crime, basically, right? That if they can build a good enough virtual simulation of you, they can predict when and how and if you're going to commit crime. This is a very dangerous idea, and I don't think that it is indicative of reality. However, I would say that over a large enough number of iterations, you can predict trends. But I don't know about the future actions of individuals. I think this is much more probabilistic. We go on. Information collected from digital surveillance systems makes prediction more accurate. Huge pools of data are useless on their own. They need to be put into context within these simulators. The Pentagon's Sentient World Simulation is likely one of the most advanced social simulators in existence. It would only make sense that this is the case because most emerging technologies are created by the military in the first place. Now, this is the important thing to remember. AI is absolutely, and I would argue social media are fundamentally military technologies. All right, just this platform that I'm on right now, X, is in general a military technology. The reason why is people put their unfiltered thoughts on this platform, and the data mining opportunities here, in order to, again, I don't think that it works at the individual level, but on the aggregate, I think they can build pretty accurate models on how, for example, memes are likely to spread, how certain ideas are likely to spread. They can also build models and networks of, over time, of who the progenitors of certain ideas are and how they spread within networks. I actually think that's the more dangerous use of this technology on some level. But after they are developed and put in place for strategic and tactical use, corresponding consumer level versions of the very same technology may then be given to the public. Consumer products are enabling a worldwide surveillance system. Now, this point here cannot be overstated, all right? So people buy ring cameras and put cameras in their houses and so on that are absolutely visible to governments. Things like the Google devices that you can put in your house, or Amazon Echo, and so on. These smart home devices, in many ways, allow you to be, the Internet of Things in general allows absolutely unreal levels of surveillance. And people actually pay to put these things in their home. It's kind of crazy on some level that you would literally pay to put a wiretap in your house. But that's what people are doing. And the same is true of AI, perhaps on an even deeper level, because people are telling AI some of the most intimate things in their lives. This is less true of social media, but still true enough that I think it can actually be used as, and is being used as, a very, very powerful weapon. So I would suggest that you keep these things in mind as you're using and interacting with these technologies. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more like this. Hit the other button if you don't. And I'll see you in the next video.